this idea floating around that Josh Allen is not a good quarterback. Like, I can't tell you how offended I am by the mere premise.
Wait.
Yes.
Wait. No one said he wasn't a good quarterback.
That's where this started. So this is a brouhaha that started on social media, because that's where all the brouhahas start now. So okay. I can feel people rolling their eyes. But when you hear this, you're going to get angry about it too, even if you're not a Bills fan, even if you're not a Josh Allen fan. This is from Michael Salfino, who, full disclosure, is going to join us later on in the show. Who said, I don't think the Bills are going to finish in last place in the AFC East, but it's possible, even though I suspect the gambling market is completely discounting it. Bad drafts, no overwhelming strength anywhere, and especially at quarterback. Both lines are average at best. Diggs is 30. He said, I meant even at quarterback, not especially. Josh Allen is not overwhelmingly strong at quarterback.
Right, but that's not saying he's not good.
Not overwhelmingly strong. That's a euphemism for not good.
He said later on, he's a Pro Bowl level quarterback.
That is a slap in the face, because everybody makes the Pro Bowl. He's an all-pro quarterback. That's the level.
Not overwhelmingly strong does not mean he's not good. You're just completely taking it and running with it.
If someone described our radio show as not overwhelmingly strong, would you take that as a compliment?
It's different. Because he's comparing strengths of the team. So he's saying that they are not a huge plus there. Like, that's not going to carry them to a Super Bowl.
Quarterback is not a plus
it's not,
for the Buffalo Bills.
Not good enough to carry them to the Super Bowl. Yeah, that's his claim.
Yeah, that's wrong. That's just not right. And that's where I'm not sure, like, where do we get that? Is that because we saw what happened in the playoffs a year ago? Yes, that wasn't great. It wasn't good against the Miami Dolphins, and it wasn't good against the Cincinnati Bengals. But let's not get carried away over what was legitimately one bad game, actually, not even two.
Okay.
One bad game in the playoffs. I mean, let's go down the litany of quarterbacks who have had bad playoff games. It does not mean that they're not good quarterbacks, and it doesn't mean they're not a strength of the team. I just don't understand.
Yeah. But is he an overwhelming strength? Like, is he enough to put the team on his shoulders and take them to where they want to go? I think that's at least a debate.
Okay. Maybe not. Maybe you want to even say that Josh Allen, would you say he's disappointed? I don't see how anyone could get to the conclusion that he has been a disappointment at quarterback, or that he hasn't exceeded the expectations, which the expectations, even though he was drafted 7th overall, in that quarterback class of 2018, there were not many people out in front saying they thought Josh Allen was going to be the cream of the crop there.
Oh, but you will admit he has his flaws.
Okay, he has his flaws, but so does Tom Brady. I mean, so does Peyton Manning. Everyone has flaws. Do I think that Josh Allen can and will make a Super Bowl? Absolutely.
Gosh. I heard this really smart analyst who was talking about the good and the bad with Josh Allen.
There is a good and a bad.
Can I play it? Because this person convinced me that maybe Josh Allen wasn't everything that I thought he was.
It's just been It's just been too much of the bad Josh in these second halves. So the sad thing is that the only prayer that the Bills have of actually going to the Super Bowl is on Josh Allen. So he's your greatest strength, and when his decision making is all messed up, he's also a liability. No. It's being stuck in this place. How dare you? How dare you bring that up? What game was that after?
That was after the Vikings loss.
OT loss that should have never happened. You caught me at a weak moment.
You are the number one Josh Allen critic in my life. You were the number one Bills critic and number one. So when this take came out and you got so mad, it dawned on me, you were looking at them in a mirror and you were yelling at yourself, Maggie Gray. You are yelling at yourself.
What did I say there? Greatest strength. He's also their greatest strength. He is, and if they're going to go to the Super Bowl, it's going to be on him.
I remember so many times where you would come and you'd be like, Josh Allen better improve his decision-making. His decision-making is killing us. He has got to be more careful with the ball. He will always give up a bad pick. Okay. That's a direct quote.
Okay, that was also before Von Miller got hurt, and the season really changed, and Josh Allen had to do even more than that. Listen, I'm allowed to criticize because I'm watching every play.
This is the Animal House, John Belushi. We can make fun of our pledges. You can't make fun of our pledges.
No. It's not that. I don't even know where Michael. I don't even know who he's a fan of. I'm not even sure.
He's a Jets fan.
Okay, that's fine.
But yeah,
it's not even. I didn't even know he could have been a Bills fan. Listen, there are people like me who can be critical of the team. It's like, because I'm so invested, you find that you're critical. But here I have to defend because even me in my lowest moment after that loss to the Vikings, which was like an all-time Vikings win. I mean, that was in overtime.
That was by far
4th and 17 that they completed to Jefferson. Like, that was insane.
That's not even in the top 15 of your all-time lowest Bills moments. And it's definitely the second lowest moment, because after the 13-second loss was your lowest moment. But that was not on Josh Allen.
Okay, thank you. And so that was another criticism that came up, like, what is the Josh Allen signature win?
Yeah, I actually have this question. What is the Josh Allen signature win?
Well, I just want to point this out to the nerds out there. Win's not a quarterback stat, but let's just go with it anyway. That's fine. Let's go with it anyway. Let's go Josh Allen's signature win. There are several. Number one, and even if it doesn't pop to the front of your mind, you'll remember it as soon as I say it. The perfect game against the New England Patriots in the playoffs. They did not punt. The offense did not punt in that game against one of the best defensive minds of the generation.
He beat Brady? I don't remember that at all.
He beat Belichick. That's what's important about it.
I mean, to knock out the greatest of all time, you're right. That's huge. But I don't remember him beating Tom Brady.
Well, that's because Mac Jones was the quarterback of the team.
He beat Mac Jones. That's not even a signature. That's not one of the top 50 top signature wins for Josh Allen.
Belichick and the defense were who Josh Allen beat in that game.
Raiders just beat Belichick and the defense.
That took the pitchy doo-doo. That barely counts. That was like a fluke play.
Not only is that not a signature win, that's not even an impressive win.
No, this was a whitewashing of one of the great coaches of all time.
Big deal.
That is a signature win.
That's not even a good win, let alone a signature win. He beat Mac Jones.
That is disrespectful. That is the defense still had guys. He's not out there against Mac Jones.
What was their record though? Were they 10-7 and snuck in the playoffs?
Perloff.
So what? That was not beating that Patriots team in the playoffs was easy peasy.
Here's the thing: if you want to knock a bad division winner who gets a playoff game, like, you can knock a bad division winner. It's like, oh, who did you really beat? This was in the AFC. The Patriots made it as a wild card team. That's a legit playoff team.
No.
Yes.
That was barely a playoff team. That team stunk.
Well,
they won a game where Mac Jones threw the ball less than 5 times.
That was also against the Bills.
Yeah, I know.
And we gave them tons of credit for that game plan. So when you get whitewashed, then you have to take your medicine.
That team was not good. That was not a good playoff team, and nobody views it that way, Maggie.
That was an all-time Josh Allen game. You're asking me for signature games.
All right. Yeah, I'm sorry. I need help on this one.
Okay.
Are you guys blown away by Josh Allen's great game against the Patriots, the Mac Jones Patriots?
5 touchdowns. 5 touchdowns.
Break it down to her, Carlos.
No, the answer is no. Who's on the other side? Mac Jones? He can play now.
Belichick was on the other side. I can give you more Josh Allen signature wins.
Please. It's got to be a better one than that.
Wild card game against Indianapolis with Phillip Rivers as the quarterback.
The ghost of Phillip Rivers.
You have multiple
They beat a bad Colts team by 4 points.
They weren't a bad Colts team. They had multiple Pro Bowlers on the defense, including people you might have remembered, like DeForest Buckner and Justin Houston, Shaq Leonard, all these guys. Remember Malik Hooker? His rookie season was really good. Josh Allen goes 26 for 34. That's a 74% completion percentage. 324, 2 touchdowns, no interception. Rushed in a touchdown.
And what was the narrative after that game? Wow, Phillip Rivers, they almost let Phillip Rivers, of all people, come back and win that game. They almost let the Colts back in.
And then let's go to the divisional round. No, I can't win here. I give you a game they win by 30, you tell me it doesn't matter. Then I give you a good game from Josh Allen that they win by 1 score, and you're telling me it's not enough of a win.
I think
you're playing it both ways here.
I think a signature win is a big, big win deep in the playoffs against a really good team.
Okay, can I give you the divisional round against Kansas City? The 13-second game. Josh Allen, they might not have won, but taking the lead against Kansas City with 13 seconds left. He can't play linebacker. He can't play safety, even though he looks like he could. He can't play special teams and go back in time and squib kick instead of kicking it out of the end zone. There's nothing more he can do.
That's your signature win.
27 for 37, 73%, 4 touchdowns, no picks, 11 carries, 68 yards in Arrowhead.
Okay.
He can't do any more.
So Michael Salfino, FiveThirtyEight, Wall Street Journal Athletics coming on. You got to sharpen that argument. Before he comes on, your signature win is a 3-point loss. We're already in trouble.
I gave you the Pats. I gave you the Pats. How about, I would give you multiple times beating the Kansas City Chiefs in Arrowhead in the regular season, but I know you would say that that's not good enough.
Well, here's the reality.
I can give you beating the Dallas Cowboys on Thanksgiving. I know a lot of people in our audience is going to remember that one.
I appreciate that one, too.
That was a great one. That was a Josh Allen game-winning drive. But
you have to
people are going to say, oh, it's the regular season. It doesn't matter.
You have to admit there is a gaping hole on Josh Allen's resume. He's, regardless of what Michael said, he has to get to a Super Bowl to reach his promise. Otherwise, he'll be disappointed.
I say that too. But when I say that he has to get to the Super Bowl to fulfill his promise, I'm not saying he's not a good quarterback. That's just not right. It's just
well, it's funny. It almost makes it. I mean, you're right. Just saying he has to get to the Super Bowl implies he's a great quarterback.
He's good.
No, I think he's a great quarterback. Of course, he's Josh Allen. Now, I do think he's a little sloppy. He's a lot of picks. He did, his stats do not compare well to some of the other elite quarterbacks.
Okay, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
So Josh Allen had 14 picks this year. He had 14 interceptions.
Right.
That is exactly two more than Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, and Aaron Rodgers. 2 more picks.
Right.
That is not overwhelming where he had 10 more picks than everyone else. He had 2 more picks than Mahomes, Burrow, and Aaron Rodgers.
Okay, over the last 3 years.
Basically the same.
Last 3 years, he's thrown 39 picks. Where do you think that ranks among NFL quarterbacks?
I would say probably not as high as you think.
I'll bet it's top 5.
I
top
have no
3,
idea.
Probably.
It might be, but Mahomes might be right there with him. It might be top 5. And Burrow might be right there with him. By the way, Josh Allen took 8 fewer sacks than Joe Burrow last year. If you want to go by the stats, I can't get there. You want to go by quarterback rating, it doesn't add up. The Pro Football Focus guys say that this isn't true.
His rating's not great. That's what
his rating is top 3.
He hasn't been. Last year he was 8th or 9th. He hasn't had 100 rating. He's had 1 year of 100 rating.
No, if you go quarterback rating and the rank of the quarterbacks from last year, he's 3rd.
What are you talking about? QB, or is that the ESPN QBR?
No, I'm looking at rating on Pro Football Reference.
I see him as 96.6 rating last year.
No. Okay, we can look at different stats. I don't want to stat everybody to death because that's going to get boring.
That's where he falls apart. His passer rating isn't like Aaron Rodgers is. It's a little lower because he throws so many picks.
But so many picks. I just told you he threw 2 fewer than Aaron Rodgers.
But I think the thing with Josh Allen is you have to keep in mind the fumbles as well. He lost 5 fumbles last year.
The fumbles can be bad, especially fumbles on the goal line. No doubt about it. You know who also had a terrible fumbling problem and has been able to fix it? You know who I'm going to say? Danny Dimes. It's not like these cannot be fixed, and it doesn't mean that he's not a good quarterback. It's like, I can't find anybody who would say he's not good. And we just did. And it doesn't add up to me. Say what, he's in the middle of the pack?
I mean, listen, I know you criticized him earlier in the segment, but I think he can grow on you, Maggie.
I did.
Do you know we have this rejoin where we're all like, oh, everyone thinks the Bills are good except one person in this room. It's you. You are the most negative and actually, in a way, realistic fan. You understand the flaws of Josh Allen better than anyone. I do think it's not just Michael. I do think there's a growing sentiment because they're thinking that the Bills are not that elite team anymore. Okay. I think it's out there.
Okay, well, maybe you're looking at the rest of the AFC. You're looking at the Chiefs. You're looking at the Cincinnati Bengals. You're looking at now the Jets, I guess. You're looking at who? Yeah, the great quarterbacks, Trevor Lawrence and Justin Herbert and all these guys. It's not going to be easy. But, here's the thing. So Peyton Manning didn't get to a Super Bowl until he was in year 9. Did anyone think he wasn't good? He lost to the Jets 41-0 in the playoffs. Did anyone think that Peyton Manning wasn't good? Absolutely not.
Well, Peyton Manning was, I was working in the business at the time, the most disappointing postseason player in any sport at all. He was,
okay, but
his playoff failures were such a gigantic topic. It was a huge issue.
And no one thought he was a bad quarterback, though. And Josh Allen has had more success.
Yeah, but Peyton Manning was leading the league in every category. He was a little more elite than Josh Allen.
Okay, maybe a little bit more elite. That's fine. But if you had asked for signature wins up to year 8, you wouldn't have had them.
But that was the big topic with Peyton Manning is he doesn't have that big win. That was way more than Josh Allen. Take what you're saying about Josh Allen, multiply by 50, and that's where people were with Peyton Manning. I know, but I'm saying
that's how warped this conversation is because Peyton Manning might have had those postseason failures, no one ever thought he was a bad quarterback. So you're throwing in my face that Josh Allen hasn't had this postseason moment yet. But that doesn't mean he's not a good quarterback.
Yeah, of course he's a good quarterback.
Argument.
Michael did say, though, here's, I think, where the difference is. I think he's saying that they can't get to where they want to go with Josh Allen because he throws too many picks or something, or he needs to run too much. I think you're saying is they can get there. And I think that's what the difference is. And I got to be honest, I don't know. I'm not sure that the Super Bowl window's open. And you know why I think that? Because I've been sitting next to you for 2 years, and every day you're like, I think the window closed. 13 seconds. I think that was our shot.
I did think that was the shot.
And now the AFC is so loaded for bear. I worry about your Bills that maybe the opportunity passed.
So that was their best shot so far.
Right.
That was their best shot so far. I do believe they would have beaten the Bengals. I think they would have beaten the Rams in the Super Bowl. I have no idea to know if that was true. I think they would have done that. So they've missed their best shot so far.
Yeah, I totally agree with that, by the way. That would have been they were the best teams, yes.
I think they would have won that Super Bowl in LA.
I think the Chiefs should have beaten the Bengals that year, too. I don't quite know what happened.
We still don't know what happened to Mahomes in the second half.
I think the negative lines about the Bills right now, because they barely beat Skylar Thompson and the Dolphins in the playoffs, and then they got killed by the Bengals. But you, actually, to your credit, you always point out, hey, there's so much going on. There's 2 massive blizzards. There was a mass shooting.
Yep.
Damar Hamlin. A lot was going on that sort of and injuries took away and the injuries in the defensive backfield. So I got to be honest, I'm not seeing Super Bowl. Last year at this time, I picked the Bills. I was so confident.
I know, because you're a mush, though. You mushed them.
I don't know. I'm looking for anyone to mush. They were easily the most popular pick for Super Bowl. So I guess we're almost.
Not right now.
Last year.
Oh, last year.
Yeah, and nobody
It'll be the Chiefs this year.
Yeah, nobody had last year.
Maybe the Eagles.
I think they were the Vegas favorite coming in last year.
They were.
They're not going to be this year.
And he was the favorite to be MVP. What a terrible quarterback he must be. Vegas favorite.
How much has changed in 1 year?
I know. Went from Vegas favorite to be MVP. Total bum. Crazy. Anyway, so we're going to talk to Michael, who I've never met before, but I'm excited to talk with him. You said he's a great guy, so.
Oh, I don't know him that well. I will tell you, dude knows his numbers back and forth.
I know, but we can number ourselves, and numbers can make anything.
Yeah. He invented something called the what is this? The MasseyPeabody.com statistical contextual model.
Yeah.
Good luck fighting that one.
I also created a model. It's called Josh Allen's Awesome. And I know it because I've watched every game. 855-212-4CBS, 855-212-4227. No, I have another model. It's called Watch Trent Edwards, J.P. Lossman, Tyrod Taylor.
E.J. Manuel.
E.J. Manuel, and then you'll think Josh Allen is a superhero. That's the model that I have.
I have a model. Maggie pointing one finger at the Josh Allen critics with 4 pointing back at herself and getting angry.